Hi, this is Miss Cindy, and it is that time of year again where I start thinking about doing Christmas crafts. Uh, this is June, and I usually come up with an idea in June, and then July and August I start working on it. So my inspiration this year is I didn't want to do anything big, so I received this wood greeting card a few years back, and I loved it. Matter of fact, this card still sits by my computer, so I see it every day. And because it's made of wood and it was etched out, it has a nice saying on the inside. This is going to be my inspiration for this Christmas year's gifts for friends and family. I haven't done this before, and I haven't done a prototype yet. But I did get the supplies. For the past month, I've been picking up supplies. So I just wanted to show you the supplies that I'm planning on using. I won't know until I start doing one. I haven't done a prototype yet, so I don't know if it's going to work. Um, well, here is the boards that I got. Real thin. And I got like a wood embellishment that I plan on painting and gluing that to it. I got some hinges. This one here doesn't have hinges. It has like an adhesive paper. But like I said, I've had this for 3 years and this paper hasn't pulled apart. So I couldn't find this type of paper. I don't know what it is because the inside doesn't stick. So I don't know what they use. So I'm just going to have to wing it. So I got some real tiny hinges, which I'm going to have to glue on. I got some adhesive gems, wood stain, glue, acrylic paint, and then the one thing I did do was I went ahead and made envelopes. I just used shipping paper and I made envelopes. These can be mailed, or if I give it to them, the card can go in here. Now, the other thing I have never worked with that I was curious about, and I thought this may be a good project to do it on, is gold leafing. I know it can be messy. I know you have to, it's very, very delicate. So I do have a pack of the gold leafing. I have the glue and the sealer. I don't know if that's going to work. I have a vision. That doesn't mean the vision is going to work. But these are all the supplies that I plan on using right now to make do my own Christmas cards for Christmas this year. So as I get started, I will come back and show you my progress and see. Let's see if it works. Okay, so as you can see, I have all of the cards laid out because I think I'm going to stain them first and then get them dry and put them aside. Um, I may come back and do the hinges. I haven't decided which order I'm going to do it in. I do know I did look at that gold leaf, and that is no joke. So that will probably be the last step. I'm not sure yet. It may be the third step. I haven't figured it out yet. But anyway, I have all of the cards that I'm going to start with now, and I'm going to stain this. And when I stain, I love this Varathane, and I love the Golden Oak. I've used a whitewash, I use dark, but this seems to be my go-to color. So before I do any stain, I always stir it really good because sometimes you get that gook at the bottom of the can. And naturally I have my gloves on. So when I'm staining, I use cotton cloth. Well, for this I'm doing it because these are small. You can use a brush, you can use a sponge. But this is my go-to because these are a dime a dozen. And I just put a little stain in there. And just wipe it on. And that is pretty much it. And then I come behind with a clean rag and just wipe it down so it's not wet. Okay, so this will be what it looks like when it's finished. I have all of these to do. I have to do the fronts and the backs. At least that's the design I'm going for. So once I get all of these done, the front and the back, we'll move on to step 2. Okay, so one side of all of the panels have been stained and they're just drying now before I flip them over. There was something I wanted to mention, actually a couple of things I wanted to mention when it comes to staining wood. Make sure your wood is smooth. These panels they're all smooth. But if you're dealing with wood, before you put any stain on it, you may have to, use a fine sander to sand it down. That does make a difference on how the stain is going to sit. So I wanted to mention that. And I also mentioned in the previous clip that I'm gluing the hinges on. If you've worked with wood and you're staining it, if you get any glue on the wood, adhesive on the wood, the stain doesn't take. It leaves a discoloration. So these hinges are tiny, but the nails are too big for the side of the wood. So I'm going to have to glue them on. So that was the reason why I stained it first. So at least I know the stain is all on there with no imperfections. So if I get glue on it, I should be okay because the glue will just dry clear. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but stuff happens. So I'll be very careful to glue it on, but I would rather have it already stained and carefully glue the hinges on as opposed to putting the hinges on, getting glue anywhere on the wood, and then the stain has an imperfection. So I just wanted to make note of that. So we're going to wait for these to dry. I'm going to flip them over, do the other sides, and then I think I'm going to try to put the hinges on. The gold leaf should not affect the hinges because that gold leaf is so thin that I should be able to, if it goes over the hinge, I should be able to pull it off. At least that's what I think the process is going to be. I'll be back. Well, I'm still working on just getting a prototype for this card, and I ran into a couple of problems. So I'm going to show you the problems I ran into and what I decided to do. I have two main concerns about doing this. One is keeping the card together. Finding this paper to keep this card together. And the other one is the gold leafing. I haven't done the gold leafing, and I practiced, and I know it's going to be kind of rough. So those are the two issues that I had. I solved one problem. What I did was, I had the hinges. This one, I put the hinges on the bare wood, and it seemed to stick. However, when I did it on the stained, it didn't stick. One would pop up. So, yes, it closes, but I decided I'm not going to use the hinges. The other thing I tried was I drilled 2 holes in the panel, put some ribbon through, I glued it down, and yes, it also opens, but I don't like it. So I went back to the drawing board, and I did some more research, and Cricut has a cardstock with an adhesive backing, and this is it. So I found it in black, which is perfect because with the black background, hopefully the colors that I put on when I start decorating will make it pop. So anyway, I just wanted to show you, this is what I'm going to go with. It's the Cricut Smart Paper Sticker Cardstock, and it is perfect. So there's one that I practice with. I just have to be very careful cutting to make sure it fits, like over here. I don't want the wood showing. I'd rather it go over and I trim it than to not cover the wood, but it's okay because this one I'm going to use to practice the gold leafing. So I just wanted to bring you up to date that I did find something that would keep this card together. And there's a little slit on the back, right in this crease, that has adhesive. And I don't want the adhesive to stick to the envelope when I'm finished, so I may put a seal or something over that. I haven't decided yet. But at least I found a way to keep the card together. So the other thing, I'm going to get all of these done. And then I'm going to paint the tree embellishment. And what I want to do is I want to do a pour on the tree. So I'm going to get them all lined up, and I'm going to do my little pour, my tilt, let them dry, and they are done, and I'll put those to the side. So then once I have that done, then I think I will practice the gold leaf on the inside, and if that works, then I can just go ahead and decorate and finish it up. So I just wanted to keep you up to date on where I've come so far. I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back with this Christmas card project, and I ran into some problems, so I want to show you what I ran into first. We will not be doing gold leafing on these cards. This gold leafing is hard, and I have not mastered it yet. So as you can see, I tried it here. My edges are not good. The inside's not too bad. And then I tried it on wood, and this stuff is really, really hard to work with. So we are taking the gold leafing out of this project until I can master it, at least get it to look a little bit better than it does now. I will be doing something with gold leafing because I can see when it's done correct, it's gorgeous. But for my Christmas cards, we're going to take that out of the equation. And right now, I have the little trees that I was going to put a little pour on. I have those ready to go. So all I'm using is 2 colors. I just wanted to use gold and red. So I'm going to go ahead and just get those started. And boy, this is really, really thick. And no, I didn't put any Floetrol on my wood. And I'm trying this different. Usually when I do a pour, I usually put Floetrol on the surface. But I didn't want the Floetrol only because I really wanted both colors. And this tree is so tiny that I want the paint to stay on there as much as possible. I just don't want it all with the Floetrol to run off and then it be just one color. So I'm just going to sit here and take my time and do the pour. I forgot to put my gloves on, but I'm going to put some gloves on. And just do the pour on these trees because I did really want them to be gold and red. And I did mix this a little thick. Yeah, I never do this without gloves, but I sure did it this time without gloves. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I want it to show both of the colors. So I will be back once I get all my trees done, and then we'll go from there. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. That's only because as I did the pour, whatever dripped, I just let it drip on the next tree and then went from there. So we're going to let these dry. And I wanted you to see, there's my card. And that's with that that adhesive cardstock that I have in the middle. And what I did was just folded it, took the adhesive off. And as you can see, now I don't have that. I was afraid it was going to stick there. So all I did was pushed it in a little bit. So it does open. Let me get it open. Okay. So it does open. And I wanted to be able to at least, stand up. So anyway, I'm going to let these dry, and then I'm going to decorate them naturally. They're going to go on the front. And then I already had something printed that's going to go on the inside. And that's pretty much it. I've already made my envelopes. So they can be actually mailed, or I can just hand them out, as I see people. But this is coming along pretty good. I was just really disappointed that I couldn't get the gold leaf on there. But I'm determined to work with that gold leaf. I'm going to do some project with that gold leaf. So we'll let this dry. I'll decorate them and I'll be back. Okay, all of my trees have dried from the pour. And this is what they look like. Like I said, I'm going with a gold and red theme. So I'm going to go through, and if there's any, pour that's on the sides of the tree, I'm going to just pull those off real good. And then decorating, I'm going to use small gems. These are adhesive gems. I'm going to use these to maybe put some Christmas bulbs on the tree. And then I have a size that's a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to put one of these at the top to cover the hole, because these actually, you can use these for hanging on the tree, so it has a little string that goes through there. So I think I'm just going to cover that. Then I also thought about using some pipe cleaners. And I've got a red and a gold. And maybe, I haven't decided yet, I may put some like garland across the side of it. So all of this now is just going to be little work, gluing, and that's about it. And then once it glues, I will probably varnish it or polyurethane them. I haven't decided yet, because both of those help with keeping anything that I put on there adheres to the wood. Then the card will be pretty much done. I have to cut the little saying that I had. They're all printed. I just have to cut those and glue them on one side. And then if this is going to be a gift, I'm going to put something on the opposite side of the inside of the card. But when we get to that point, I will show you. Anyway, this is a great craft, whether it's a gift or not, that you can do with the kids, because they would love painting these little trees and putting the card together. So I really think I'm going to do this again with the girls. Maybe I'll let them make some cards for their other grandparent and their mom and their dad, and then they could put their own little saying in it. So I'll be back once the trees are decorated. Okay, guys, I'm back and I'm finished, and here are all of the cards. They're done. Last time I was here, I was showing you where I did the pour, and I did put a little tinsel on there and some beads, and this is the front of the card. And then on the inside of the card, these will be gifts. What I did was I did a money tree, and this is my saying, Merry Christmas, stay blessed and have a healthy, happy, prosperous New Year, as Miss Cindy. And then naturally I have my sticker on the back. So this wasn't too hard. I didn't do a whole lot of them. There must be about 12 of them here. And then for some that we exchange money, or I just want them to, get something for Christmas on their own, that will have the money in it. And then I made another one where there's a couple of people that we exchange gift cards. So I will go ahead and put a gift card in their card. So anyway, I'm finished. I have a whole lot of other projects to do, but this is going to be my Christmas craft for 2024. Pretty easy. Like I said, I'm going to have the kids do some where they can paint the wood, write whatever they want to write on the inside of the card, decorate it any way they want it. But this is a real easy craft, and it's something different. It's something unique that you don't see that often for Christmas cards. Anyway, if you like the content, please give me a like, subscribe, because I'm always coming up with something to do to keep myself busy. Have a great day.